My name is Quentin Lucas, Mayor of Kansas City. I was about to say Councilman 3rd District at Large after I saw her, but I ain't coming at her position, so don't worry, don't worry. Today, we are standing here on the Mamie Hughes Bridge over 71 Highway, the Bruce Watkins Expressway, to announce a next step in reconnecting communities. Over recent years, thanks to the work of the Department of Public Works in Kansas City, the Mayor's Office, and the City Council, we have worked with our federal delegation, our elected representatives like Congressman Emanuel Cleaver, the White House, the Department of Transportation, and beyond, to see ways that we can do a few vital and important things. How do we make sure that we get the economic development activity that was promised generations ago here in the inner city of Kansas City? How do we try to make sure that where there is pollution with idling vehicles, where there is long-term traffic concern, accidents, injuries, and deaths, that we find a way to address those issues, to reduce them, and to remove any number of the harms that have impacted our community for too many years. And we will try to do this, make up for some mistakes of the past. While it is very hard to give people houses back, people like those in my family who lost them ages ago, while it is hard to rebuild neighborhoods and communities that were strong, that were vibrant, and that have been vital to our community, we see this as a next important step. A few key goals that we'll be taking in connection with this. Today I'm proud to announce that the next step in reconnecting our communities torn apart is that our request for proposals for our Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity project to study connectivity is now open to builders. That was a lot of words. What I'll say is we have a request for proposals for our RAISE grant application. Later this month, a request for proposals will open for the Reconnecting Communities project, not just here on 71 Highway, but also on the west side of Kansas City. I-35, of course, bisected that community as well. Last year, we gathered here to announce a $5 million federal RAISE grant to study how to reconnect black communities once split apart and displaced by the construction of this highway. And we will make sure that we do this. No longer will we have a place where pedestrians, even at the stoplights, at 55th Street, 59th Street, and Gregory, have to find ways to try to cross as quickly as possible. We will find a way to make sure that those of different abilities in a wheelchair or any other type of pathway are able to get across without fearing for their lives. And we will try to imagine what Kansas City anew can look like. Imagine a 71 highway corridor where pedestrians and bikers alike can traverse safely. Imagine an I-35 where we're not seeing a west side so cleanly split off from a Crossroads Arts District, which has seen hundreds of millions of dollars of investment in recent years, while the west side largely has not been able to. Although we cannot right all past wrongs, we know that we can do better, and we think that this is an important step. Some people ask, what will a changed area look like? Imagine a Prospect corridor that from Gregory to 51st Street, really Gregory all the way up to 47th, Cleaver 2, has new economic development and infrastructure investment. Imagine a place where we are actually doing the work to create sound barriers to ensure that people don't have to live with this noise, with all of the drama, all of the stress that they've been dealing with for years. And imagine us saying to neighborhoods, this isn't just about people flying through your community, it's about your community and what we're trying to do. That's what we're looking to do on Highway 71. That's what we're looking to do on I-35. And I hope a generation from now, we actually have a different narrative. When I was a little boy, I remember standing near Research Hospital and asking someone in my family, what are they building? And they said, it's a faster way downtown. Didn't have anything to do with my neighborhood, didn't have anything to do with making things better for us. I would hope our answer for that next generation and that next little boy is, they're building something for us, in this community, of this community. I want to thank our city council members for being here. Our first to speak will be the Mayor Pro Tem, 5th District at Large Councilwoman and a representative for this area, Mayor Pro Tem Raina Park-Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, everyone. I will try to speak loudly. Just imagine being one of the homeowners that unfortunately wasn't displaced, but has to endure this every day, all day. For them, I am excited about today. I'm excited about what this next step will mean for them and their families in the future. Because unfortunately, we have divided neighborhoods, we've divided communities, and in that division, we've unfortunately seen grocery stores that have closed, causing food deserts. We've unfortunately seen businesses that have closed. And unfortunately, Kansas City's 5th district, which you are standing in, represents 3 of the city's highest fatality intersections in the city. Unfortunately, that is what has occurred here in Kansas City's 5th district. So for those residents who live in this area, who have been fighting since I came in office now 4 years ago, saying we need to strengthen and empower neighborhoods, I'm excited about what this next step will do for them as this council and this mayor and myself work diligently to strengthen and empower Kansas City's neighborhoods, because we know with strong neighborhoods, Kansas City will thrive. Thank you very much for being here today. And next I will have 5th District at Large Councilman Darrell Curls.
Thank you. Good morning. And I don't know if I have to speak that loud. Sometimes people tell me that I speak too loudly as it is anyway. But I just want to say a few words, and I'm going to be very brief. I believe that this is a good step in regards to rebuilding our community in this part of 71. This is going to connect more neighborhoods. This is going to reinvigorate businesses up and down the Prospect Corridor, which was sorely lost when this highway came through this community. This is going to be the first or the next step in regards to making sure that our neighborhoods are listened to, because when this highway came through, there was a lot of disenchantment. There was a lot of people that were very upset with it because it was disrupting the neighborhoods and going right through the middle of a community that had been so sorely neglected. And this even neglected it even more to some extent. So I'm very glad to be here, very glad that the city is taking this step. I look forward to working with the mayor and the council to making sure that this project proceeds, and I'm hoping for greater things to come from this endeavor. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Patterson-Hasley. I'm the City Councilwoman for the 3rd District at Large, and I'll also be brief. There's not a lot that needs to be added to the discussion. I think we all know how important it is that we try to correct really something that was a travesty, and really understand that our infrastructure decisions have long-standing consequences on both families but also children. Kansas City has the highest rate of adolescents asthma in the country, among the highest rate in an urban core, due to how we've built our infrastructure. Children are inhaling these fumes. They are not very protected by the green infrastructure around it, and it's left our families very vulnerable. So we have an opportunity to correct that, but as we're making other large infrastructure decisions around the city, we should also keep in mind the long-term consequences, including the health of our kids and families. So congratulations for embarking on this journey to reimagine what this corridor can look like, and I'm very excited to see there will undoubtedly be some positive changes. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. Hi, good morning. Jason Waldron, Transportation Director in Public Works. You know, we're really excited about this project and this conversation. Like they said, this is going to be a community-driven conversation, and we're going to use transportation just to be the start of a more holistic conversation about economic development, about affordable housing and transit, and you name it. So we're really excited, and we're very fortunate and appreciative that the USDOT gave us this opportunity. Thank you.
I'll just make this final point, and then if you have any questions, we'll be sure to listen to them. There's been a lot of talk lately about the 670 bridge cap through downtown. And I know a lot of people are asking, do you care about the rest of the city? Are you working on things in the rest of the city? And I hope this is a sign. Whether you're somebody who's waking up in Southeast Kansas City today, whether you're a kid who's going to Southeast High School and has to cross this bridge all the time, or you're somebody who's rising on the west side right now, know that in every part of Kansas City, we are working on making sure that transportation and how we get around Doesn't mean tearing apart communities, doesn't mean ignoring communities, doesn't mean that we won't listen to what their needs are. And as Mr. Waldron just said, in the same way that transportation in the past was used perhaps to carve out communities, how it led to the depopulation of thousands, particularly of black families in southeast Kansas City and in east Kansas City, we're looking to make amends. So today we talk about Highway 71 and Interstate 35. We've already talked about I-670. I know in the 3rd District we have more work to do as we look to I-70, particularly as MoDOT looks to do expansion and straightening, but we'll make sure that we're preserving and protecting neighborhoods. And fundamentally, Kansas City and Kansas City's urban core will no longer just be a place that people cut through, not just a place to bypass, but a place that we're investing in, a place we want to be, and a place where we are truly supporting development. With that, I'll break for any questions if you have them.
So what is specifically what's different today?
Yep. So it's the issuance of the request for proposals. And with the RFP, we both will go through a process where there are public hearings, and then what you will be seeing in the weeks and months ahead is actually more neighborhood engagement, including whoever is the successful respondent, doing that work to make sure we're talking to people. Because one of the pushbacks that we've heard over years is we don't just want you to come in and fix a bunch of things or tear a bunch of things out, because that's kind of the same thing that started before. And so what it is the issuance of the RFP, hopefully then, of course, further grant requests and funding, fundamentally, of what solutions might be. That could be inclusive of other infrastructure improvements on Prospect, economic development funds going to the Prospect corridor, conversation always relating to removal of stoplights and restructuring of what it looks like as a path through here. This is the real kickoff of that.
As opposed to a year ago.
Right, just getting the grant. That's right. Any other questions for you? All right, thank you.